complaining. I just did that for a while, and I'm sorry I did it. But anyway, let's talk about that.
5 minutes with Frankie. 5 minutes with him to talk about the Lord. Yeah.
Good morning, beautiful people. It is Tuesday. Gee, can you think what movie I really like? I don't think you can guess. Okay. It is Miyazaki Spirited Away. It's an anime. It's for the older folk. It's a cartoon. Okay, but anime is a Japanese animation. So, complaining. We all do it. Okay.
You mean like you just did 5 seconds ago before
Yes.
you push play?
But there's a difference between getting help
Yeah.
with one person than complaining or gossiping around everywhere.
Yes.
And so I think when we talk to each other and help each other, then I think it's more counseling than it is complaining. But you can get to the point where complaining is a sin because it's just you're negative all the time. You complain about it, there's nothing positive, and it just goes downhill from there. So what happened when the Israelites complained? Well, you can go through the Bible and see where they complain, and God pretty much provided for them, or He did nothing for it, or He said, "Don't do that," through Moses. But there are certain spots in the Bible where they didn't, they were complaining about that situation, or they were complaining about the food or the water. They were complaining about things of the earth. A couple incidences in the Bible, the Israelites started complaining to God Himself, like this. Ready? Numbers chapter 11, verse 1 and 2. Now the people complained about their hardships in the hearing of the Lord. So they were saying, look, you brought us out to this desert, you give us hardships, we're all dying here, we have no food, we have no, they were actually not just complaining about the things, they were complaining directly to God. And He was like, what do you think He did? Oh, that's okay, it's fine. Let's see what He does. And when He heard them, in His anger was aroused. Then fire from the Lord burned among them and consumed some of the outskirts of the camp. When the people cried out to Moses, he prayed to the Lord, and the fire died down. Okay, there's one thing about complaining about your situation or about food or water. There's another that you say God is in the wrong. That's a no-no. Okay? God is always right. He's always just. He's always holy. Now, in our interpretation, we might think He's wrong, but He's never wrong. He never sins. And so the Israelites, He's sustaining them for 40 years, and then they're sitting there in front of Moses saying, the Lord did this. I'm complaining to the Lord. And he burned the outskirts of the camp. Fire consumed them. And spiritually, God is a consuming fire, that He purifies us. And so He was purifying the camp. And until they asked Moses to pray for them, God didn't relent. Now these days, we can actually go to God ourselves. We don't have to have a person for us to go. We go directly to Jesus, and Jesus goes to God. And it's a spiritual way. It's a spiritual way to help us and heal us. And so I encourage you to, if you're going to complain, help each other and stop it at that. But most of all, pray to God that, He will help you through this and help in the things that you're facing. So I love you. Jesus loves you too. You have a great Tuesday. And I have somebody new at my work, and I'll talk about that tomorrow. All right. Love you. Bye.
You look adorable.
Thanks.